Shri.Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om. Gananaham tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspadana Chanvannudibhi Sedasadanam Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Shankaram Loka Shankaram Sadashiva Samarambam Shankara Acharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Padyantam Vande Shri Guru Paramparam Om Shri Shankaracharya Swamine Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavirjam Karavavahe Tejaspinavati Ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Yeah, we'll do the revision of the 5 shlokas we took last week.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
Ram Ram sir.
Ram Ram.
Akirtinchapi bhutani gatayishyanti te vyayam sambhavidasya cha kirtihi maranatati vichyate.
Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Bhayadranaduparatam mantente tam maharataha eshanchatvam bahumataha bhutva yasyasi laghavam.
Sharada Rajan Bhagini.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Avachevadansha bahun vadishyanti tavahitaha nindantastava samarthyam tato dukkhatarannu kim.
Good.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
Hato vaprapsyasi swargam jitva va bhokshase mahim tasmaduttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nishchayah.
Veena Fani Shri Bhagini.
Ma'am, yes ma'am. 2 lines ma'am. Namaste sir.
Namaste. You can chant this shloka which is there in the screen now.
Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labhau jaya jayo. Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labhau jaya jayo. Tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papamavapyasi. Tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papamavapyasi.
Okay, good. I think we stopped at this shloka day before yesterday. So we'll go to the subsequent shlokas now. So just to have a quick revision from the shloka number 11 to 30 of this chapter, Lord Krishna was teaching Arjuna about Sankhya. That is the meaning of Brahman. Sankhya means knowledge. Knowledge of Atman, knowledge of Brahman. So shloka number 11 to 30, Lord Krishna was teaching Arjuna about Sankhya. Then 31 to 38, the verses that we have seen are purely contextual, and they are not having anything to do with that of the Atma. Okay, however, these things can be also brought under some yoga or something, but these are all purely contextually he has been talking about these 7-8 shlokas, wherein he said that you should follow your dharma. You have to look at it from your swadharma point of view. You have to take up the fight. You will not get papa. You'll get only swarga in case you die. So he was talking it from the contextual perspective, and now he is going to start talking about karma yoga. So he is just now slowly transitioning this into karma yoga. So we will now look into that.
R. Vijayalakshmi Bhagini.
1 second. This I don't know why it is got frozen. Yeah. Next.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste. Yesha te vihita sankhye
Esha debihita sankhye. Esha debihita sankhye.
buddhir yoge tvimam shunu.
Buddhir yoge tvimam shunu. Buddhir yoge tvimam shunu.
Yesha te vihita sankhye buddhir yoge tvimam shunu.
Yesha devihita sankhye buddhiryoge tvimam shunu. Yesha devihita sankhye buddhiryoge tvimam shunu.
Good.
Beena Raja Bhagini.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste. Buddhya yukto yaya partha
Buddhya yukto yaya partha. Buddhya yukto yaya partha.
karma bandham prahasyasi.
Karma bandham prahasyasi. Karma bandham prahasyasi.
Buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi.
Buddhya yukto yaya partha. Karma bandham prahasyasi. Buddhya yukto yaya partha. Karma bandham prahasyasi.
You say karma. We are going to talk a lot about karma yoga. In fact, Gita, as far as people like us, is karma yoga is the most important thing. Is karma yoga, not garma, not garam. Karma. Can you repeat last second line, please?
Buddhya yukto yaya partha. Karma bandham prahasyasi.
Okay.
Sai
Next.
Lakshmi Bhagini.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste. Yesha te vihita sankhye buddhir yoge tvimam shrunu.
येषा ते विहिता सांख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु येषा ते विहिता सांख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु.
Good. Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
Buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi.
बुद्ध्या युक्तो ययां पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि.
Good. Next.
Kashmira Bhagini.
Can you chant
Yes,
the
sir.
first line twice yourself?
Yes, sir. एषा ते विहिता सांख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु एषा ते विहिता सांख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु.
Good. Next.
K Lalita
Very much.
Bhagini.
The second line 2 times, please, slowly.
Yes, sir. Buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyase. Buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyase.
Good. Next.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
The 2 lines slowly once.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste.
एषा ते विहिता सांख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि.
Very good. Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bagini.
Chant the 2 lines once.
बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि.
Okay. Next.
Bhanureka Bagini.
Yes. येषा ते विहिता साङ्ख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि.
Good. Next.
Leena Mehul Dama Bagini.
Yes. एषा ते विहिता साङ्ख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु बुद्ध्या युक्तो गया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि.
Good. Next.
Shanti Bagini.
Yes, madam. येषा ते विहिता साङ्ख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि.
One more person.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bagini. Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bagini. Okay. Sharada Rajan Bagini.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Cursor was not working. Yesha te bihita sankhe buddhir-yoge vimam shrunu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma-bandham prahasyasi.
Okay. So we'll go to the meaning of this particular shloka. So as I told you, from 11 to 30, the Lord was talking about Sankhya, that is about the knowledge of the Atma, knowledge of the Brahman. And the subsequent 8 slokas, he was talking about some contextual setting, so that he was talking about something on Dharma and other things. And then he is now moving into Karma Yoga. Though the chapter is called Sankhya Yoga, Bhagavan has already moved into Karma Yoga portion of the Bhagavad Gita now. Okay. Now, what he says here is that Yesha te abhihita sankhye. Yesha, on this, to you, abhihita has been told on sankhye. So the knowledge of the Brahman has been told to him through Sankhya Yoga. Okay. So far we have been talking about Sankhya Yoga. Now he says that this wisdom, the wisdom that you got to Sankhya Yoga about the knowledge of the Atman, Yoge Tvimam Shunu. Yoga in this case is called Karma Yoga. Now I will talk to you about the same thing about Brahman with Karma Yoga in the context of Karma Yoga. So he says that so far we have been looking at the Atma with Sankhya Yoga, understanding the knowledge of the Atma, which all the sannyasis were the people who were working on Sankhya Yoga. They were only contemplating on that, meditating on the Brahman and Atma and trying to know the Atma. So far I have been talking about the Lakshanas of Atma and how the Sankhya Yogis were doing. Now, Imam, Shrunu, listen from me, Yoge, with Yoge, Karma Yoga. So he says that you start listening from me from the Karma Yoga point of view, how to get this knowledge. Buddhya Yukto, with that wisdom, endowed with that wisdom of that Karma Yoga knowledge, Yaya, Partha, Karma Bandham Prahasyasi. You endow yourself with the Karma Yoga knowledge, and with that, Yaya, with that, Karma Bandham, try to get rid of bondage to the karma. So this is a very, very important shloka which transitions from Sankhya Yoga to Karma Yoga, where he says that you now have to have a wisdom of understanding this knowledge from the Karma Yoga point of view, and with that wisdom, you are supposed to come out of or get rid of Karma Bandham. Karma bandham means we are all attached to karmas. Every day, morning to evening, we continue to do karma. So he is now going to talk about how the attitude towards karma should be. So now he is now changing over from Sankhya Yoga to Karma Yoga. And I'm sure that some of you would have had that time to go through that video about the transmigration, where the Atma concept has been very well defined. Why I am harping it on every class is that once you have fundamentals clear, then building up with the various kinds of subsequent slokas will become easy. So in case somebody has not had the time to go through it, please go through it so that the concept about Atma is clear. About Sankhya Yoga, what the sannyasis pursue is very clear. Now we are going to look at it from the perspective of Karma Yoga. Okay. Now when you look at karma, we have a lot more discussions to be done on Karma Yoga. When you look at karma, karma is action. Okay. So whenever you do an action, there has got to be reaction. That is Newton's second law of motion says that any action will have equal and opposite reaction. You throw a ball, it comes back. So so anything that you do, any action that you do, there will be a reaction. So any karma that you do will have a pala. Karma will have a pala. A karma that you do cannot be without a pala. Okay, that is the first thing that we need to have in our mind very, very clearly. Whatever I do, I will have to get the pala for that. That is one thing. Second thing, karmas can be broadly classified into two ways. Very high level classification. It can be a karma, which will be a good karma, or it can be a bad karma. Whatever you do, you can classify. It can be a good one, or it can be a bad one. You may do something good for others, or you may do something bad for others. There can be no two way about it. So anything that you do is either good or a bad. A good karma will give you punya. A bad karma will give you papa. Okay. So at the end of the day, the karma pala can be a punya or a papa. You do a karma, and then you either have a credit of punya in your account, or you have a credit of papa in your account. So at the end of the day, the punya and papa are the reactions to the karma, which you have to definitely enjoy, which you have to definitely receive and account for it. That is very, very important thing that one has to do. And second thing is that when you look at the pala, the karma pala, the pala can be of two natures. One is drishta pala, the other one is adrishta pala. Okay. Drishta pala is, you can see the reaction, you can see the pala immediately. You do a job, you get the pala immediately. That is drishta. This another thing is you do a karma, but you are not able to see the pala immediately, and it comes back to you at a later point of time, either in this life or some other life. So that is called adrishta pala. So you have to understand that papa and punya, dushkarma or good karma can give you papa or punya, will earn you. And then the pala that you get can be drishta or adrishta. I can give a very simple example for adrishta pala. For example, a person is robbing somebody. Okay. What is the drishta pala? Drishta pala for him is that he has already become richer by that kind of money. Drishta. He robbed somebody of 1,000 rupees. Drishta pala for him is that he is richer by 1,000 rupees. That's the drishta pala. After 6 months, that fellow is caught. Then, at the time of doing the karma, this was not visible to him. But after 6 months, the karma catches up and is put behind the bars. So that is the adrishta pala. He will not, that day he may be in the temple worshipping God. Suddenly, police fellows will come and catch him and go away. That happens in the same life. But assume that the person has died in the 4 months' time, and the action that he has done of robbing somebody of 1,000 rupees and then enjoying that drishta pala had not fructified properly, and then the catching of the police had not taken place. He is dead. He is again born. That time he would have been born as a very good fellow. He may be doing a very good job, but for some reason, for somebody else to think this fellow will be caught, because he has got to again pay for whatever he has done in the past. So many times in life he says, no, why should it happen to me? We always say, why I am so good, I did everything, but why it happened to me? It's all because adrishta pala, for which we are only responsible. It might not be in this life, it might be in our previous lives also. So what you may have to understand about the karma is that karma pala we cannot escape. Either we have to have the punya or papa to be enjoyed either in this life or in the future life. The pala can be adrishta pala or adrishta pala. That is going to be happening. One. Second thing that you may have to very clearly understand about karma yoga is that karma binds you. When you do a karma, then you are bound. Most of the time when we do karma, 95% of the time we do a karma, there is always an expectation that this is what I want. You go to a temple, 95% of the people will have certain kinds of application form in front of the god at that time, that I am coming to the temple, I am doing this puja, please, I want this result. So they have got a karma. With that desire, they go and give an application form. So that means then they get that particular result, then they're attached to the results. So the karma bandha is always there. Then say I got an attachment for whatever result I'm going to get. So I'm waiting for the result. Supposing the results does not come, then I got a dvesha. I prayed my God, nothing has happened. He becomes desperate. So I did all these things, but nothing has happened. So he's going to be very, very unhappy. Again, the karma has bound him in terms of providing a kind of sorrow. One. So at the end of the day, any karma that we do will always provide some kind of a bandha with the karma that you have done. And most of the karmas that we do are karmas with some expected outcome. So the expected outcome may be in line with what you want. It may not be in line with what you want. When it is in line with what you want, you are happy. Many times it might not be in line with what you want. So that makes you very, very sad. So what happens is that you start doing something else. Then because something else has not, what you wanted has not happened, you get into another course of action in terms of doing something else so that you are going to get yourself satisfied. At the end of the day, why do we keep on doing karma? It's all primarily for atta. He wants a materialist value, or you've got a desire. Karma can be, you may want a power, you may want a position, you may want anything. So with all these things, that's becoming a driving factor. We keep on doing karma. And once we do a karma, we get stuck to it. We get a kind of a bondage for that kind of a karma. So at the end of the day, when you do a karma, you have got a papa and punya, which you have to enjoy. You have to definitely be responsible to take whatever comes back to you, which may be now or which may not be later. If that is going to be the case, then you are going to be continuously in this samsara sahara. You are not going to be out of it. So whenever you do a karma, the karma binds you. But the Lord says that you may have to have a karma yogi buddhi. So what is a karma yogi buddhi? Karma yogi buddhi is that I will do only what I am supposed to do, but whatever is the result coming out of it, I will take it as a prasada. That is the kind of thought process one should have, the karma yoga buddhi. So for example, somebody may put lot of effort in terms of plowing a land and then putting the seed, all those things he would have done. At the time of when the harvest is going to be there, there could be a rain and there could be some losses also. So that time also he should not say, I did everything, but this is what has happened to me. So you don't put the end in mind and then do your karma. So the karma yoga is continuously going to demonstrate and talk about what is the attitude one should have in terms of doing a karma. So Gita, if you look at that way, is a yoga moksha shastra. At the end of the day, when we read Gita, we are going to understand ourselves, understand the Brahman, and liberate ourselves from the samsara sagara. Otherwise, punarabi janam, punarabi maranam will be there. So we are using Gita as a moksha shastra for our own liberation. So there can be two lifestyles. One lifestyle is the lifestyle of a Sankhya yoga or a sannyasi who does nothing, but he is going to put all his efforts in terms of self-knowledge and introspection. The other lifestyle can be, which all of us as samsaris can do, is a karma yoga kind of a lifestyle, where in a karma yoga lifestyle, the attitude towards any karma is purely that I am supposed to do that karma, I will do that, but whatever result is going to be, I'll put my sincere effort, but whatever result that is going to come back to me, I'll be very happy about it. So that is the kind of attitude that Lord says that we have to start cultivating. Otherwise, there is no end to this. And only when we start cultivating this kind of a thought process continuously, slowly we'll be able to come out of the karma bandha, and we don't put a kind of result in front of you whenever we do an action. When I go and talk to somebody, I'll get this kind of benefit from him, so I'm going to talk to him. You don't have that kind of a thing. You talk to everybody with the same kind of attitude. So similarly, in every action of us, we don't put some kind of a futuristic return that we are going to get and do, but we say that at this point in time, I'm supposed to do this, I'm doing this. Why he's telling Arjuna now is that he says that at this point in time, you are supposed to do the war. Do not put the end in mind, like I have to win over Duryodhana, and then I have to become the Raja, then I have to be enjoying everything, then everybody will appreciate me. He says, no, don't do that way. You don't put your ragas and dveshas to be the responsible thing for you to do this war. No, ragas and dveshas should be out of you, and you are just fighting it for the sake of dharma, because at this point in time, what you are supposed to do is to restore dharma. You don't have raga for your kingdom or dvesha for Duryodhana. So this kind of thought process in every karma is required, and that is what now the God is going to start talking about. What should be the attitude towards karma yoga? What should be the attitude towards doing karma? And this is what he's going to talk further. The second thing is that you may say, I have done this particular thing, but the result is not at all satisfactory to me. But what is told in the case of karma yoga is that you do the job and then do not get entangled to the result. If you start doing that kind of mind activity, then your mind starts getting cleansed up. It's called Antakarana Shuddhi. Antakarana Shuddhi means your mind will continuously get cleaned and cleaned and cleaned, because you are having a kind of a buddhi of doing a karma for the sake of doing it, without having an without getting carried away by the pala that I am going to get. So the Antakarana Shuddhi at the end of the day will only make the person totally different in terms of his mind, and the same jnana which other Sankhya yogis, the sannyasis are able to get, the karma yogi also will be able to have that capability of getting an introspection and finding out the Brahman within ourselves, the divinity within ourselves. So it is not that karma yogis are going to one destination and Sankhya yogis are going to another destination. Both of them go to the same destination, and the destination is that both of them will have a mind which is capable of, which has been absolutely cleaned up, and the mind is being utilized for introspection to understand the divinity within ourselves, which is the divinity in the outside world also, that is the Brahman also. So karma yogis, we have to do in this way, whereas the sannyasis and other people, they do it without, they have no other bondage. There's no family, there's no bank account, there's no power, there's no position, there's nothing. There's no desire for eating pizzas and pastas. They want a small morsel of food. So they try to understand the scriptures and try to introspect and find out what is the Brahman divinity within ourselves. Whereas we as a samsaris, we have to have the attitude of karma yoga. With that, we have Antakarana Shuddhi. And the Antakarana Shuddhi, we are able to do the same thing at the end of it in terms of understanding the divinity within ourselves. So the jnana gained by a karma yogi as well as a Sankhya yogi is going to be same, which is using your own Antakarana to understand the divinity within ourselves. So he is now starting the Karma Yoga chapter. And Karma Yoga is one of the most important things because 95% of all of us are all in samsara, and Karma Yoga is the only way by which we will be able to see the divinity within ourselves. So he is now telling that I will now shift the gears from Sankhya Yoga to Karma Yoga. Okay? And understand how to get rid of karma bandham prahasyasi, how to get rid of the karma bandha. Next.
Sharada Rajan Bagini.
Yes, Bhagini.
Neha Bikramanasosti.
Neha Bikramanasosti. Neha Bikramanasosti.
Pratyavayo na vidyate.
Pratyavayo na vidyate. Pratyavayo na vidyate.
Neha Bikramanasosti. Pratyavayo na vidyate.
नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते
Good. Next.
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी
Yes, sir.
Swalpamapyasya dharmasya
स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य
Rayate mahato bhayat
त्रायते महतो भयात् त्रायते महतो भयात्
Swalpamapyasya dharmasya Rayate mahato bhayat
स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात् स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Very good. Next.
के ललिता भगिनी
Yes, sir.
Neha vikramanashosti
नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति
pratyavayo na vidyate
प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते
नेहा विक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते
नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते.
Good. स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य
स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य
त्रायते महतो भयात्
त्रायते महतो भयात् त्रायते महतो भयात्
स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्
स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात् स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Okay. Next.
अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी
भगिनी
नेहा विक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते
नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते.
Next, please.
वीणा राजा भगिनी
Yes, Bhagini.
स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्
स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात् स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Next.
काश्मीरा भगिनी
नेहा विक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्
नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Good. Next.
भानुरेखा भगिनी
The two lines once, please.
नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Good. Next.
Shanti Bhagini.
नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमभ्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Good. Next.
Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमपस्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Second line, please.
स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Yeah, it is swalpam api asya dharmasya. So swalpam apyasya dharmasya. Swalpam means what? Little.
Little.
Api means also. Asya dharmasya means this dharma. Swalpam api asya dharmasya. Swalpam apyasya dharmasya. Okay.
स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Okay. Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
आं भगिनि नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Good. One more person.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Should I chant both the lines?
Yeah, sure. Both the lines once.
नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Good. One more person and we'll go to the meaning.
Leena Mehul Dama Bhagini.
नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Good. Very good. So we'll go to the meaning of this shloka. Abhikramana means putting a lot of effort. Okay. Whenever we do any karma, we have to put effort. It may be reading also, we have to put effort. It may be, working also. When you're all employed, we put a lot of effort. So any karma that you do, there has to be a lot of effort. So what is the purpose of most of us putting effort? We want to have a result. A child, a school-going boy puts a lot of effort in studying because he wants a result. Then a person working in an organization, he puts a lot of effort. That is being why he wants to do that, because he wants to have a promotion. So when you look at that way, everybody puts effort in the karma because at the end of the day, they are looking at a karma phala. But what happens is that somebody puts a lot of effort, but at the end of the day, the phala, as I was talking to you earlier, might not be in line with his own expectation. So what happens is that he says, I put so much of effort, but I think I wasted my effort. I think many of us would have made this statement at some point in time or other. I put so much of effort, but it's all waste of effort. I wasted my time. I wasted resources. That is the way we always think, that we have wasted a lot of things. Okay. But another important thing is that only when you are putting an effort, when the phala is not in line with that, you feel that it has been wasted. Whereas when you are looking at it as a karma and do that, you have this kind of a problem. But when you have a karma yoga kind of an attitude, then na nashaha asti abhikramanaha, that is the effort, the kind of effort that we have put. Nashaha na asti iha. Neha is na iha, asti abhikramaha nashaha. So the effort that you put does not get wasted when you are doing with the attitude of karma yoga. So this is a very big statement. When you have an attitude of karma yoga and you do the thing, there is no waste of effort. How is it possible? The thing is that you do that because it has got to be done at that point in time. And when you are not looking at the result, you say that at this point in time I am supposed to do this is the right thing for me to do. I am not bothered about what is the outcome. Many times we have also done such kind of things in our life. So when you're not looking at the results or outcome, but you say that this is the right thing that I need to do at this point in time, I am doing it. That means that you've got a karma yoga buddhi, karma yoga attitude. And when you have a karma yoga attitude, your antakarana gets continuously improved. Antakarana, the mind gets cleaned and cleaned and cleaned. So at the end of the day, karma yoga attitude is for antakarana shuddhi, for cleansing of the antakarana or the mind, to have the right kind of thought process in us. So when you have a karma yoga attitude, any effort that you put, you will put only, when you have a karma yoga thought process in an individual, you will only do those things which are got to be done by you. When you do those things that are got to be done by you, then as you are not bothered about the results, it provides you with a kind of antakarana suddhi. For example, there are a lot of people who on Sundays, they go to a hospital and do service. I know one group of people living in near my society. On all Sundays, they will pick up so many plantains and fruits and milk, everything. They go to a government hospital and then they put up a small shamiana, and then they start going from ward to ward and then give people, the children and all the patients there with some kind of food they give. They put so much of effort, but they are not looking at any result out of that. And they feel that by doing that, their entire attitude is different. Their manobhava is different. They come back with such a kind of wonderful feeling, They don't feel tired. They come home and then they feel, oh, great, I did a very wonderful thing. That is because they did a karma without any expectation. And by the effort, there is abhikrama nasti na. There is absolutely no wasted effort, because by that attitude, antakarana gets continuously cleaned up. So that is one of the important things. So when you have a karma yoga kind of attitude in doing things, then any effort that you put does not go wasted. Abhikramaha nasti, nashaha na asti. Abhikramanaha, that is effort. Nashaha, getting wasted. Na asti, it is not going to be there here. Okay. And then pratyavayona vidyate. Pratyavayo means that you don't get opposite results. So only when you are looking at some results, you get the opposite results. For example, you have a problem and then you go to your doctor. The doctor gives you a medicine. Then you follow the medicine for 2 days instead of 5 days. Then the result of your disease is that it is further going to escalate because you have not taken the full treatment further. So what happens is that you got pratyavaya, you get opposite results. You started putting some effort, but the effort is producing a negative pala for you. Or you go to your doctor, and the doctor say you are having an advanced stage of some problem, so it is very difficult to now do anything about it, which means that I'll give you some medicine, but I can't do anything about it. That means the time that you put your effort and going to the doctor itself is not going to be helpful, because it's going to give you negative result for you. You put all the effort from that time, but at the end of the day, you are not going to recover means pratyavaya. You get a negative type of result. But in the case of karma yoga thought process, karma yoga attitude, you also do not have any kind of opposite results, because you are only looking at it from the purpose of a prayerful action for your antakarana suddhi. And antakarana suddhi is required continuously day in and day out, so that the mind is going to have the capability of absorbing this jnana to understand what is Brahman, what is the inner divinity. So, and then the next shloka, he talks it beautifully. So, he says, Swalpam apyasya dharmasya. Even you are doing hundreds of karmas, even few of the karma, you have these attitudes. Swalpam api asya dharmasya. So even if you do some of these things with the karma yoga attitude to begin with, you'll be trayate mahato vayat. You'll be able to cross over the fear of the cycle of births and deaths. So he says that this is a process. You start the process today. Now you have understood Bhagavad Gita. You start the process today that I am going to have sukha dukkhe same bhutva lava lavo jaya jayo. So I am going to have equanimity. I am not going to. Then we'll also read some more shlokas in the subsequent shlokas will come. So once you have the attitude of karma yoga, then at the end of the day, even you do a small amount of karma yogic attitude of doing things, that is going to help you in terms of crossing over the sagara of life and death. So that is the thing, and there is absolutely no wasted effort in anything when you have karma yoga attitude. In all other things, you'll find that I put so much of effort, but it is surface. I did so many things to do this, but it all, I tried so much for getting into this particular organization, I could not get. I tried so much for my IIT joint entrance exam, I could not get it. I tried so much for my NEET exam, I could not do it. So they feel that they are lost. But at the end of the day, when they have a different type of attitude, no, I tried for this, but I was able to improve my knowledge. So your attitude should be totally different. You should not feel that any effort, rightful effort, you should never feel that you have wasted it, because it is going to help you in terms of your antakarana suddhi. And antakarana suddhi is one of the most important dimensions in terms of understanding one's own divinity. So if some of you would have seen the video of Atma reflection, etc. The reflection that you have of the sun is same in all the Atmas. Atma is only reflecting the suns, but it is the body-mind complex which is going to be making it different. So if the mind is going to be absolutely clear, a clear mind is like a clear water. It will reflect beautifully the Atma. So this is going to help in terms of cleansing the mind. And cleansing the mind is very, very important. And this is ultimately going to help you in terms of understanding one's divinity. So you have to understand the swalpam apyasya dharmasya. Even if you do little bit of things, that is going to provide you with the antakarana shuddhi. So you please have attitude of karma yoga. So he is now just giving him the flavor of karma yoga, but he's going to go in full depth in the next 15-20 slokas and the whole of the chapter number 3. We'll go to the next sloka.
R. Vijayalakshmi Bhagini.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Vyavasyatmika.
I think we have not taken it so far, right?
Vyavasyatmika buddhihi.
Please wait.
Vyavasyatmika buddhihi.
Hello. Just, we'll wait for a minute, and I think Vijayalakshmi Bhagini is going to be chanting it now. Okay.
So you have not taken it, sir?
No, I'm just starting it. That's what. I have to start it, and so there is some kind of, somebody was chanting it. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi.
Vyavasayatmika buddhihi. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi.
Ekeha kuru nandana.
Ekeha guru nandana. Ekeha guru nandana.
Vyavasayatmika buddhihi. Ekeha kuru nandana.
Vyavasayatmika buddhihi. Ekeha guru nandana. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi. Ekeha guru nandana.
Good. Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
Bahushaka hyanantascha.
Bahushaka hantayascha.
It is Bahushaka.
Bahushaka.
He anantascha becomes Hanantascha. Bahushaka. He means hence.
Okay.
Meaning of he in Sanskrit, hence. Bahushaka. He anantascha becomes Hanantascha. Hya.
Bahushaka him hanantascha.
Hyanantascha.
Yanantascha.
Correct.
Bahushaka hi yanantascha.
Bahushaka hi anantascha.
Bahushaka hi anantascha.
Ananta means multiple.
Yes.
Okay. Bahushaka hi anantascha.
Bahushaka hi yanantascha.
How do you say? Bahushaka hyanantascha.
बहुशाखायनन्ताश्च
बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्
बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम् बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्
बहुशाखाह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्
बहुशाखाहि अनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्.
Once again.
बहुशाखाहि अनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्.
Okay, next.
साई लक्ष्मी भगिनी
महोदय
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन.
Good. Now next.
भानुरेखा भगिनी
Yes.
बहुशाखाह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्
बहुशाखाह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम् बहुशाखाह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्.
Good. Next.
लीना मेहुल्दामा भगिनी
Chant the first line slowly, please.
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन.
Once again.
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन.
Next.
शारदा राजन भगिनी
The second line 2 times.
बहुशाखाह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम् बहुशाखाह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्.
Good. Next.
वीणा राजा भगिनी
2 lines slowly once.
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन बहुशाखाह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्.
Next.
अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी
भगिनी.
Yeah, 2 lines slowly once.
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन बहुशाखाह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्.
Okay. Next.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह गुरुनन्दन बहुशाखाह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्.
Good. One more person and we'll go to the meeting.
काश्मीरा भगिनी
Yes. व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन बहुशाखाह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्.
Good. I think we'll go to the meaning of this. In fact, the Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi Ekeha Kurunandana. I think all parents in our lives, we would have done this to our children. Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi means have only determined thought process on one thing. We say, please read only, don't get distracted. We do a lot of things, times we tell our children, no? Have, if you're studying, please don't get distracted. Read only that. Please keep your mind steady. Do not waver. Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi means be determined in terms of what you are supposed to do. So, Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi. Buddhihi in this case is called mind. Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi Eke Iha Kurunandana. Eke means only one. Ekaha Iha. Take one determined thinking and do. Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi. So what is that he's telling that when you're doing a karma yoga, you have a vyavasayatmika buddhi. I am doing this as a karma yoga, that I am doing it for the sake of doing it, and I'll do it very well. Okay, I am not looking at anything else. Now my job is to do this, so I'll do it very well. 100% focus, 100% determination. So that is what we ask of the children to do it. No, we said don't look at the TV. Please take your book and read. Please do that. Don't get distracted with the TV match. Don't get distracted with your friends. We always say that. We are telling that don't become avyasayinam. Don't get distracted with lack of determination. Be vyavasayatmika. Be determined. We say that. So here he says that be determined. Buddhihi eka iha kurunandana. Do only one thing with a determined mind. And bahushakahi anantascha buddhihi avyasayinam. If you are undetermined, anantascha, there will be hundreds of things which is going to start distracting you. One day you'll start running for money. Second day you'll run for fame. Third day you'll run for power. There's nothing. You'll keep on running, doing karma for the sake of one pala and avyasayina without a determination. Every day you'll go behind something because it is going to satisfy your own ego. But here in this particular case, what he is telling is that you please have a karma yogic buddhi and have only that buddhi and do everything with vyavasayatmika buddhi, so that you are able to do that for the sake of doing it because you ought to do that. And don't get distracted in doing multiple things without any determination, which is not going to be helping you in terms of your further growth. So at the end of the day, the vyavasayatmika buddhi is going to make a person's antakarana shuddhi much faster. So that is what now the God is telling him, have vyavasayatmika buddhi. So Arjuna, at this point in time, you are in the war field. In the war field, you have to understand what is dharma. For dharma's sake, you have to fight the war, take out everything else, and then do that without having raga, dvesha, and without putting that this is what should happen at the end of the war. Don't put any of those things. You are supposed to take your bow and arrow and fight for dharma. Do that with a vyavasayatmika buddhi. But this particular thing that he is also not telling only to Arjuna, but he is telling to all of us. We have to have vyavasayatmika buddhi, that what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to do at that point in time without putting caveats and other riders that I want to do this conditionally only I'll do this. Don't put, if you have to do it unconditionally and with sincere heart, without looking at what is going to be the outcome of that. And that kind of thing will only provide antakarana shuddhi, which is going to be helpful in terms of our further growth of mind and intellect to understand our own inner divinity. So that is what the Lord is now telling in terms of the shloka. I think I have overshot today's time. So I'll stop at this point in time, and then we'll just spend some few minutes in case you got any kind of questions that you want me to address. Is it becoming too difficult or is going okay?